In today's video, I go over installing an inverter in your van. This one happens to be a 2000 watt inverter, and I put in two safeties in it. One of them is really close to the battery, so stay tuned, here it comes. Hey guys, we're under a tornado watch right now. This video is a little bit off topic, but I mentioned this. I put this in my van and I think I'm finally completely done with it. That is the 2000 watt inverter that I bought. I think those are sold by Harbor Freight. This is my positive coming from the battery terminal, and this actually goes to a ground lug in the cabin here. And this ground right here, that is basically just for a reference on this thing. You don't have a true earth ground when you're hooking something up to a vehicle. This is a modified sine wave inverter, and I do not really use it for sensitive electronics. For that, I've got this. But I have used a modified sine wave on sensitive electronics before, and it's not terrible. But still, it's not advised that you hook your iPad or your phone up to a charger that is being run by one of these. So I'm gonna go over, I think I have a video showing how I crimped these. I have a specific tool for that, and I'm going to show you that here in just a second. All right, these are some of the things that I use. This is the crimper, and as you see, you use it with a hammer. These are the lugs that I used. I had the option of using these, and I probably would have had to crimp in a vise for those, but I didn't need something that heavy. These turned out to be really all I needed, and I ordered those online. I already had this, and this is heat shrink that I used in a couple places, like in the engine compartment. So I'm going to show you how I have all that hooked up. All right, first in here, that right there is a fuse holder for an A&L fuse, one exactly like this one right here. That is a 150 amp fuse. That is single aught wire running to that because that's 2000 watts. I limit it to 150 amps with the fuse, but that fuse is way back here. I needed overcurrent protection. I used overcurrent protection right here. This is a 200 amp fuse, and look at this. If I wish to kill power going to the back, I just do that right there. But yeah, this is some of the heat shrink I used. This is my positive terminal. It goes around and up here along the side and on top of the frame for the vehicle. Because it's so big, I could not really run it through here. I ran it right there, and I have the threads on that all boogered up. That is a Romex connector, 3/4 Romex connector, so that nut cannot back off. All right, back here, excuse me, that wire right there is my positive wire. My negative goes to the lug that holds the seat down right there. It is bonded to the frame underneath. Those wires run behind the seat, and they're strapped to this cage right here. This is a 150 amp breaker, and like I said, I have a 150 amp fuse. I have a 200 amp breaker in the back. This, because I'm using a single regular cranking battery, because I'm using a single regular cranking battery, if I'm pulling any high amps on this, the engine will need to be running because it'll kill your battery quick. Now the manual on this says to use number 2 gauge if it's 6 feet, but this was over 6 feet, so I used single aught, plus it may be pulling up to 160 amps. Like I said, I limited it to 150, so I went ahead and used the single aught. It also says to use a 8 gauge grounding wire. That happens to be number 10, but like I said, we don't have a true earth ground, so that's really just for reference. There are some distinct advantages to mounting it where it's easy to get to, easy to clean, and easy to service. I used to have it mounted under my seat, well actually back there behind the seat, and it got filthy, and these things need to be kept clean. Those fans need to be kept clean. It had oil on it, it had grime on it, it was terrible. Plus these contain multiple fuses. If you ever think you're going to get in there to replace a fuse, you don't want it back there because you're going to have to dismount everything, pull it out, open it up. At least here you can have it right there. So I hope this was helpful to somebody installing one of these. Like I said, it's a little bit off topic for this channel, but many people do have inverters in their vans. I have my power strip right here. And another one right there. So it's convenient power when I need to use it. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, today's mostly a rain day for us. I do have a call that I caught before it started raining. If you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for watching.